Sarah, are you ready?
Oh, she's there. Sarah's there.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, she is
No,
there.
no, that's not.
There's 25 people there already, so I had a second row I hadn't
How about
looked.
Mui? Did Mui Ho go already?
Uh, let's see. I should know her address by now. Mui is there. Mui is there.
Mui's there? Good.
Mui, sorry. Mui is there.
It's you think of like a cat meowing.
You guys,
Mui.
is Chris
Yeah.
available?
Say that again.
Is Chris available again?
No. What do you think your
Chris?
problem is? Let's
Well,
see.
so it's that my box, he thinks, so I can't hear anybody, and basically my box, I can see the red through the little slot,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
don't see the red on top or on bottom through the grill. He asked me if I could, and I don't, and I wasn't sure what he told me I should do.
Okay. So the point, you want to pull out the power source and then wait 30 seconds and then put the power source back in. So it's kind of like a refresh in my mind. I don't know what really happens.
Sarah went already. Good.
Yeah, she's gone.
Joan, are you ready? Oh, I can't hear you on Zoom. I'm sorry, Joan. I'm only on Zoom.
Joan, let me see if she's there already. Some people are bypassing Zoom.
Yeah. She's talking to somebody.
Let's see. Joan. Joan.
Hi, Lynn.
I don't see Joan here. She doesn't, her email starts with a J, I think. Yeah.
JKA.
Yeah, she's not on Zoom yet. I mean, she's not on Jack Trip.
Joan, we can't hear you on Zoom. You're muted.
We could unmute her.
Okay, now I'm unmuted. So no,
good.
I haven't gone directly to Jack Trip, but I can.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Hi.
See who else?
Did I go to Jack Trip too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Go ahead, Lynn. Thank you.
Okay.
Just mute your sound on Zoom.
And your computer. That's the
Oh,
important.
here's Ming. Great.
I guess
Is
he
Ming
should-
go to,
Yeah, he has to go to Jack Trip too.
does he
Just
go to
like
the
you.
same server, BCCO
Yeah.
rehearsal?
Yep.
Okay, Ming.
I'm going to jump in here for a second on the Zoom side.
Please.
On the JT side, we're picking up a lot of Zoom chat. So somebody has got audio open on both the Zoom side and the JT side. So
Ellen, can you mute Joan King Angel and Lynn Clymer?
Sure. I
Great.
don't. I haven't connected yet, so I don't think it can be me. Let's see.
No, it's not you. It's
yeah, it has to be somebody who's on both sides.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think I'm a host tonight. You better. Oh, I don't know if I'm a host. I don't. Oh, I should be. Let's see.
Yep, your co-host.
Oh, I am. Okay. Why can't I find their mute button? Oh, stop video chat. Oh.
Let's see, Ming Luke. Is he already over there? You guys already caught him?
Ming should go, I think. Did he go? I asked him to.
Oh, he may have. I was away. I had to help Catherine with the tech problem. Yeah, he's connected at Jack Trip. That's good.
Ellen, could you mute Joan and Lynn Clymer?
Okay, I'm gonna try. Somehow I'm not. Okay, John. Where's John? John's on the next page.
Oh, yeah, feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible. Oh, it must be me. I'm not.
Ellen, what are we
Oh,
connecting
Kit's ready to go?
Yeah, what are we doing? Which room?
BCCO rehearsal.
Oh, rehearsal. I didn't see that come up. All right, I'll go take a look. Thanks.
I'm not connected to Jack Trip.
There's a big echo here.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Bye, Kit.
Huh, that's somebody. Okay, so the echo means somebody.
Huh?
This
You get
is
better?
terrible.
There's some kind of a Zoom echo. Oh, it stopped. Good.
No, because that meant that somebody had not muted their computer. That's what happens.
Yeah.
We have no way to check. We can only check if they muted their Zoom, but we can't check if they muted their computer. That's the
Did
biggest.
Jared go already?
Oh no, I don't think so. Let me look. I got so nervous that
He walked away, so I don't know. He does that a lot.
let me go back to the devices. Okay.
I'm still hearing all the Zoom chit chat in the background. Is that,
Do you think, what could it be? I'm not connected to Jack Tripp, so it's,
Neither am I.
David's in Jack Trip, so he'll have to sort it out over there. I think he's in Jack Trip. Yeah, David's in Jack Trip. I'll let him troubleshoot from there.
Great.
very,
I think I'm just waiting for David's. Oh, there's Paul. Paul, are you gone already?
he was there.
Yeah, he goes on his own. An independent sort he is.
Okay, let me see what's happening.
Lawrence thinks it's Ted who has something open.
Okay, you have 33 people on. That's a lot. That's great.
As soon as David Sandon looks up, I'll send him. I think Paul
Okay.
Gherkin's gone. Kit's gone, right?
Kit, let me see. That should be K. I lost. I don't see Kit. What is his? I don't see a K here.
Might be a C.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You're
David
right.
Sandon's
There
not
he
doing
yeah,
Jack
Kit's
Trip.
gone. Kit's gone.
Okay.
He's
David
here.
Sandon's not going to do Jack Trip. Okay. Thanks for letting us know.
Thank you for telling me. Of course, Christia's name is not Kit. Okay.
Jared, have you gone already? I can never seem to get Jared's attention.
He often uses one connection for video and one for sound, so that might be why. And Jared, let's see. He's connected on Jack Trip.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah, I should have told you that. Let's see, Jared. Sorry.
Maybe you did.
What's his Jared?
Lenny M.
Ah, no wonder I couldn't find it. You're so good. I forgot that Jared is that weird one, Lenny M. Okay. Everyone's
Super.
John's there.
Pam,
John,
are you ready to go?
Pam is there, I think.
Oh, good. Is she? Good.
Wait, Pam, wait, maybe not. Paul is here. Paul. There are two Pauls. No, maybe Pam isn't there unless her nickname is something else.
I think it's PJ Miller.
Okay, she's
Okay.
not there. She's not there yet.
Pam? She can't hear me.
Pam Miller is already gone.
Thank you.
Oh, there's a new message. Let's see. What's the
We're
new-
kind of superfluous here, which
Who?
isn't a bad thing.
You guys weren't. We had a crush of people. It was just earlier.
Well,
I
okay.
think everyone's over there. It
And
needs to be.
I'm not connected to Jack Tripp yet, so nobody should be able to hear me there.
We in Zoom.
Maybe we should go to Jack Tripp. You go ahead. I'll go too. Go ahead.
Really? Okay.
I think it's already
What about
6:58.
Lisa? Does she want to go to Jack Trip?
Lisba's there. Lisba's already there.
Oh,
You're talking about Lizak. I'm not going to Jack Trip, even though I do have
Oh,
Jack
Lizak. Sorry.
oh, okay, Lisa. Thanks.
Trip.
I heard okay, Lisba. Oh, Lizak. Okay.
Close. Okay.
I'm gonna mute myself and get the hell out of here. Sorry. That's bad.
So this is Christian to the Zoom people. We are on track for starting at 7 or shortly after. Ming can't hear us right now because he's in Jack Trip, but I'll send him a text message shortly after 7 and we'll get started, assuming all the tech keeps working.
So how's my volume now?
No longer on Zoom.
Better.
Okay, there's Ellen.
Do I need to go up higher?
I think you could go up higher in my opinion.
Lisa Ignacio, do I need to go higher in volume?
You're fine now.
I'm fine now. Okay. Pretty quiet on Jack Tripp now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Ellen
I'm not
came
too
on
loud, am I? I
off
put
her
myself way
Zoom.
down.
Ellen, you sound fine.
Thank you.
Hi, Christian. Hello.
Pretty low, actually.
How are you at your usual posture and distance from your microphone?
Here's Ming. They're getting ready to start.
I'm going to lift your volume a little, John. Try it again, John. Yeah, you're great. You're terrific. Now we're starting the rehearsal.
Okay, thank you, everyone. It sounds like we solved the echo problem coming out of Zoom, so turn it over to me.
Great. Welcome, everybody. It is the last Monday before Halloween. So great to see you here. We are obviously having BCCO rehearsal and working on these two wonderful pieces, Mendelssohn, Die Erste Walpurgisnacht, and the Brahms Schicksalslied. And so our goal is to do something very similar to where we've been for the last couple of weeks, which is to look at the Brahms first, and then Mendelssohn afterwards, maybe first ensemble stuff, and then break off into sectionals. This time I will be with the sopranos and altos, and Paul will be with the tenors and basses. Paul, your piano looks a little fuzzy.
Yes, I've got this neat little filter.
It feels like you've been playing, impressionist music there.
Yeah.
Maybe your piano has
Yeah, a little
lost
bit,
some definition there. The keys are hard to find in impressionistic music.
That does
Okay.
look kind of weird.
Any case, so excited that everybody's here. I'm gonna turn down my volume just a tiny bit. And then, so what we're gonna do is let's start with a warm up first, and then we'll just dive right into rehearsal. And so everybody, like we did last week, I want to continue on this, feeling what it's like to sit down, but feel like you're standing while sitting. Because oftentimes we are in rehearsal seated, we're not standing the entire time. And so it's very different than when we're in our own space. So everybody's seated if you're in a space that you can sit. If not, then just do what you normally do. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll your hips and your back a little bit. Do you see what I'm doing? And what I want you to do is get used to having your hips and your torso situated on top of your hips instead of rolling so that your belly is kind of crunched up and all showing. Paul and I are wearing the same things today too. That's great. So you can see if you hunch down. And so what you want to do is make sure that you're seated with your firmly on top of your hips. And then same thing, roll your shoulders around. And this is the same exact exercise we do when standing up normally, but you want to make sure that your shoulders are not impinging or putting unnecessary weight on top of your rib cage. And then you can roll side to side a little bit, let's see, and get yourself nice and situated. Then same thing, let's move our head around a little bit. I dip it down, maybe back a little bit, be gentle with this. And you want to just loosen up some of the muscles that we use for our voice and keep it nice and relaxed. Then finally, we're going to drop our jaw. And you can yawn. And then sometimes we've done this before. If you drop your jaw and relax it, you can actually massage your tongue from underneath. And then you can really feel, actually, if you put your fingers there, your thumbs there, and then you tighten it, you engage your tongue, you can really feel that change and difference. So that's something to play around with. Okay. Let's do a little sigh on ooh to relax and encourage the open space inside our vocal, inside our head. And great. Great. And then let's do some breathing exercises. So we're going to go shh, shh, shh. So 2 and then long. And shh, shh, shh. And then what I want you to feel is that engagement of your support of your diaphragm going shh. And so you really have that nice. Do it again. And shh. And one of the good exercises with this, or things to pay attention to, is that when you're making that decrescendo at the end, that you still stay engaged. Shh, shh, shh. The controlled, getting softer, but never losing your engagement with your breath support. Okay, instead of shh, shh, shh. Not deflation, but engagement. Let's try it again. And shh, shh. Excellent. Let's do it on F. And now that what happened was very interesting. To me, I expend more air doing F, and so it kind of was shorter. So different consonants have different sort of airflows. Let's try that again, but try to save your air a little bit. And let's do S and excellent. Let's do something that has a little voice to it. Let's do like Jay-Z. And try an M as in Mary. And yeah, I hear people in their lower part of the range. Let's try to make it a little higher and upper range. And yeah, somebody had a really nice one. Let's do N as in Nancy. And great. Ni. Now the same thing. I want you to think about the length of the consonant, but saving the air. So not ni, but ni. Make the change or the length of the consonant be less intense, but just longer. Ni vu. Sort of relaxed and engaged. Here we go. And not bad. Wait, what was it? So crescendo through the top. Ready? Here we go. And I hear people changing to or all the way to the bottom, right? And then what I hear also is ya instead of ya. You want to make the top note the highest note. So crescendo, 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 da. So try to get through that note, not just that one top note, right? Here we go. And ya. That's it. That's it. One more. Not bad. Thank you for keeping the structure of the vowel. It was there much more than it has been in other times. That's great. Okay, great. So let's do one. Ya. Nice and light. And yeah, try to mind. What I hear is weirdly the glide on the last one. Ya, ya. It's ya. Don't put another J glide. The J glide is only at the very beginning. Ya. Here we go. And ya. That's it. That's it. One more. And a sigh of relaxation and that's so interesting because when we do the first sigh, it sounds like this. And then after we've been warmed up, we hear you got a really nice, big, engaged sigh. Okay, let's look at the Brahmas. We're going to start not at the beginning, but page 14, bar 112. 112. Okay. So remember in your head, look at the music that Paul plays from 104, the page before. One chord, two chord, three chord, Doc Hoons. Okay, let's see if we can get that together. Okay, let's try. Paul, whenever you're ready,
All
feel
right.
free to begin. And let's see where we're at. One, two, three. Harmony. tenor. Basses. Get ready. 4, 3, 2, 1. Altos and go. Tenors. Sopranos. And breathe. End. End. Good. Now, not bad at all. Not bad at all. That's great, especially since a lot of this we looked at really in detail for the first time last week. So what I'd love to do is work backwards a little bit, starting at rehearsal I as an igloo. Starting at bar 222 with pickup. Now, what happens here, like we talked about, is that there's a cataclysmic music, and then there's music of the same tempo, but it's a little bit more sustained and legato. So, Paul, can you play just the orchestra part, starting at pickup to I? Listen to this. Now, do you hear what I hear this? What I hear in this, I hear is tum ti ti tum pi da da pi da. So we have ta ti da da ti da da ti da da ti da da ti da ta da ta da. Listen to Paul play that one more time. And ti da pum pum. We call that the rhythmic harmony. The rhythmic harmony for a while is just one bar, pa ti da da ti da da ti da da ti da, and then it goes faster, ta 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 ta. So altos, you start us off. What we have is this ta ti. It's almost like sing-songy. Ti ta pam pam pa da da da. And it's just like a lullaby. Let's try that singing together. Altos, ready? 1, 2, 3, end. That's really nice. I really like the sustain. I really like the sort of feeling of weight on the downbeats. Tenors, can we have you join? Sorry, tenors alone. And then see, the piano is percussive, but you're not percussive. We can sing percussively, but we can also sing legato-ly. And so if you can sing a little bit more legato, that'd be great. Let's try this. Tenors. Doch uns, ready? 1, 2, 3, and. Yeah, really nice. What I would say is pick up to 229. Really try to crescendo through that, just like we did on our warm-up. Okay, can we just do tenors right there? Pick up to 229. Pick up to 229. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and. Yeah, and then revel in last one. He's forgiven. Okay, let's do basses. Right, pick up to 228. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and. Crescendo. Not bad. Let's try that one more time with a little bit more crescendo that goes through. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and. And then soprano. Crescendo immediately. Pick up to 230. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and. Yeah, and that's excellent crescendo. What I would say is try to go all the way to the end of the phrase. So it's not the A flat, the top A flat, that's the highest note. It's all the way, it's good. Can we try everybody with Paul? Can we do maybe 4 bars before? So this is bar 218 with pickup.
Sure.
218 with pickup, and then altos will come in, then tenors, basses, and sopranos, right? Here we go. Now, remember, Paul is going to give one note before that bar. So you're going to hear Tom, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
And 1, 2.
Get ready, altos. 3, and. Not bad. You know, I heard so many strong lines that are great, and then confusion as nobody knew if we were turning the page, and they went, oh, no. But that's great. That was excellent. The part that we worked on sounded confident. That was really nice. What I'd love to do is to see if we can get an ensemble crescendo. And this time with fair warning that we will go on. Let's do the same thing. Pick up to 118, 4 bars before the alto first entrance. Here we go.
And 1, 2.
2, 1. Basses. Sopranos. Breath. Good. Now let's go to the Auf keine Städte. Let's do from bar 240, I believe it is. So this is the tenors, altos, and basses. Sorry, yeah, tenors, altos, and basses. Then sopranos join in 1 bar later. Now tenors. Auf keine Städte zu. Okay, here we go. With Paul, ready? And then sopranos hear this note. Right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Oh, but how long does the note go? Su-dum. So you make sure that you just keep your da off and because you want to make sure you get through that. So let's do that again, but cut off where we're supposed to and continuing on. So same place, bar 240 with Paul. I'm not going to play this time, but continuing on, and I will try to give verbal cutoff. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, here, Paul, and. Crescendo. Off. Breath. Good. Yeah, let's do this. So this is an Italian augmented chord. We don't have Julia to pick on right now to ask her what chord this is, but this is what's called an Italian augmented sixth chord. That's because between the basses and the sopranos, there is an augmented sixth. Okay, can we just hear two? Can you hear the sopranos and the basses just sing that one note with the text? Ready? And. Great. And then it's supposed to resolve to this. But the sopranos don't. They have a little suspension. Right? If I played the sopranos and basses together at that place in the same octave, it would sound like this. Right? So let's just do the sopranos and basses right on there. 253. Tsurun. Off. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 1. Good. This time with Paul playing the accompaniment, because sopranos, you're going to need to hear the arpeggio that Paul's playing to know really when to make that change while I'm conducting. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Off. Excellent. That's great. And so let's do with the altos and tenors. So altos and tenors have the same note, but then the tenors go up. Okay, so we really have a nice augmented sixth chord. Let's do that. 253. Su, not zu. Su. Okay, 1, 2, and. Off. Not bad. Can we do it without me playing this time? And Paul's going to play, but nobody plays when you start singing. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and off. Yeah, not bad. Remember, it's not zoo, it's TS. Su. Okay, let's do this from bar 240. 240, which is the end of one word. And then sopranos come in and off. Okay, with Paul, right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Sopranos, the A flat was a little sharp. It's only one full step, even though it looks like a third. But that's really nice. Now, remember what you're singing about. In heaven, They frolic, they're happy, they're serene, but on earth there is no repose, right? And so listen to this music. If you would just end right here. Right? That sounds like it's actually a repose. Right? But it doesn't. It goes. Painful. So when you sing this at the beginning, it's not just serene, but it has to have a sort of direction to it. Like you're telling something that's a little bit more intense, even though it's quiet. Like the major chord is somehow painful. And this is how painful it is, right? This chord. Okay, let's try it again with a little bit more context. Let's do it. Here we go, same place. 1, 2, 3, end. End. Yeah. So let's go back to bar 253. Okay. Remember that it sounds like this first, and then it changes. Okay. So just sopranos, but everybody 253. Ready? 1, 2, and. Yeah, but how do we know when to stop? Cut off. Yes, you have to count. It only goes 1, 2, 3, off. 1, 2, 3, off. Okay, let's do it. 253 again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and basically the only person that sustains is Paul. Okay, now can we do the section again from I? This is 222 with pickup. 222 with pickup. Right? Paul's gonna start same place, 4 bars beforehand, 218. Here we go.
Okie doke.
3, 2, 1. Breath. And off. Okay, good. Let's talk about this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, right? Dawkins. You can count 1, 2, and then put the n's at the end, okay? Dawkins. Okay, here we go. Let's try that. 261. And that's it. Now, let's do it again, ready? Without me abruptly cutting you off with claps. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Better. And yeah. So what you're gonna hear, Paul is playing this, and that's your note. It's also doubled in the orchestra. So if you go back to 261, the bar beforehand, Paul plays your note 1 off, and then you just sing 1 note down. Okay, can we start from 253? 253. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Listen to Paul and 1 step down. Down, up, up. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then let's go on. And good. Now, stop right there for a second. Obviously, we haven't looked at any of this, so don't feel too bad about what we did. It's just called a stumble through. It's supposed to sound like that, right? Page 29. Sopranos and tenors have a unison. And then turn the page. Altos and basses have unison.
We are the same page numbers.
Oh, okay. Just look at the part after that then.
Bar 357.
There is nothing except those 2 lines. That now is the entire piece. So let's look at this new part, which, like any good piece of music, at the recapitulation, usually the key changes. So let's see where it changes. Can you point out exactly where it changes your notes? So starting from the beginning, pick up the K. Well, first of all, that's not a short note, that's a long pickup. Sounds pretty familiar, right? Voicing is a little different, but that's okay. But then, that's different. What's going on now? Look at this. That's all different, isn't it? So let's look at this where it changes. Let's start from our favorite place, which looks like it's on page, bar 294. Okay, let's just do that part first. And then when you get to the next chord on 296, that's different. And then we get a different chord completely. sorry, sorry. Okay, let's read that together. Starting from 294. Paul, do you maybe play the voice parts first?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. 294. Ready? 1, 2, 3, end. Yeah, so the last part's okay. 301 is a crazy chord. It's a really really weird. Can we do 301 with everybody? Stunde. Ready? Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, end. Let's do the basses and tenors alone, because you guys have parts that actually don't match up that often. It's really weird voice leading. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, end. Yeah, make sure that you don't do on, but you really save the end for the very end. On. You want to really make sure that we don't have consonants taking up too much of the sung vowel. With the altos and sopranos, bar 301. Ready? 1, 2, 3, end. Now, do you see altos on bar 303? You are the only people that change. So you need to make sure that note change is very, very clear. Let's do altos and sopranos only. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, end. Just the altos alone. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, end. That's good change of pitches there. With everybody, 301. Everybody, 301. Ready? 1, 2, 3, end. Nice chord at the end. Our vowels weren't quite lined up, but the pitches were pretty good. Can we start from 298? 298. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, end. Look at that. That was really nice. Now, can we do that from 2 bars beforehand, 296? So it's really getting that first chord on 298. That's a weird jump. So 296, 296, 2 bars at a time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, end. Wow, wait, hold on a second. Hold the first chord there, ready? Hold the chord, and da. Okay. Basses alone, and yeah, it's kind of high, isn't it? Right? And then tenors with the tenors, basses and tenors, and that's it. Altos, join them, and great. Everybody, 296 and going on. Here we go. And not bad. Basses. It's the same note. So F flat and E natural are actually the same note. same note. Okay, let's try that one more time. Same exact place. Basses, tenors, altos, sopranos. Right? 296 only. Ready? And let me just hear the basses. Ready? And good. So da 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 dum ba. Half step ba 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 ba. Now can we go back 2 bars before that? 294. 294. All right? 294. Nice for the basses. Oops, sorry. Right, here we go. And not bad at all. Can we do this entire section? Pick up to K. 1 bar before K. Yes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, end. No. Ah, you fell into the trap. Da hun sees ke. It's not the same. Can you circle it? Okay. Ready? 1, then. Da hun sees ke. Here we go. Good. Good, stop there. Okay, let's do this only slowly, but on do. Listen to it first. It's kind of really fun, actually. Okay, let's do it slowly. Basses, tenors, altos, sopranos. Okay, ready? On do, 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 do. That character. Relax, not forte, and not attacked. Ready? 1, 2, 3, end. Now let's do without the sopranos. Let's have Paul do it so I can actually hear what people are saying. Only altos, tenors, and basses. Ready? 1, 2, 3, end. Not bad. I appreciate the bass that I was singing long because that's what we're looking for. We were all looking to sing long. And we do that as if this was mezzo piano espressivo. Whoops, that's not front chord, but that's not the right chord. Okay, let's try that again. Everybody with sopranos. Pick up to L. Again, long legato and sustain so we can hear the pitches that you're singing and you can hear the pitches of everybody else that's singing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, end. Great. Now remember, like the last time, that's actually what you're going to be thinking about for the articulation. So instead of those dots, can you put in lines to noodle bars over those notes? And that is going to be a much more powerful statement. Vi, va, ce, fon, cli, pe, chu, cli. And instead of ka, ta, 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 it sort of lacks weight. Okay. Can we try it with the text since we're getting there with text? Say this. Instead of, it just doesn't have the same texture, right? With Paul, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and. No, nine, not ya. Okay, we're not going on to that yet. Viva. Remember that it's not vas, but va. Fon. Keep it nice and sustained. Now we're going to sing it like we're going to sing it. So some of the bassers are singing a little too long, but I want everybody else to think more like the basses and sing longer. Bass is a little shorter, everybody else a little longer. Remember not. Okay. Sorry. Here we go. Viva with two nice. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and. Yeah, let's just do the tenors and basses alone. It sounds like one person's out of sync. It sounds like technology rather than individuals because it's consistently out of sync. Let's do tenors and basses. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, tenors, basses. Not bad. Tenors, sorry, basses. When you go to bar 312, nobody should be going down. Okay? Some people go up, but nobody goes down. In fact, you just get more and more intense the entire time. Let's do this entire thing, but going on to the. Remember, that's the bad guy walks in the room. Right? Okay. Pick up to L for Lamentoso. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and. And. Oh, thank you for those that had the crescendo there. Now, for those of us that are using the Cardos edition, this is not very Cardos at all, but we have a page turn in the middle of this. So bar 317. What we do often is you write in your next note on page, 317. If you have a bad page turn, right? Or on the next page, you write in the note that you had on the page before. So you can either turn the page quickly or you can sing and know what the next note is going to be. Regardless, everybody has the same note from bar 317 to 318, except for the basses. Okay, can we start from 317? No, I'm sorry. Okay, let's do that. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and. Yeah, can you snap? He nop. He nop. Remember the same thing before? Remember that's a short note, so we're gonna make it short. So, right? Vista. Ready? 1, 2. Bases. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Let's do that in context from starting from rehearsal L. L is in Larry, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3, and. Into end. Not bad. Can we work backwards? Rehearsal M minus 1. So this is 3, 3, 1. Okay, 3, 3, 1. Ready? 1, 2, end. Oh, but that's a short note, isn't it? It's a quarter note. It's not a long note. It's not an empty note there or a hollow note. So it's up. Okay, and yeah, shorter. Can you make that last note shorter? Ready? Ready? And better. Can we start from 325? Tenors have some nice harmonies there. With Paul. Ready? 1, 2, and. Better, better. Look at the words. The unknown lures us in below. So when you sing these chords, oh, sorry. What am I doing? Okay, let's do that again. 325. We're getting to Halloween. You have to make your spooky voice. Ready? Not that you want to be too scary, but you do want to be scary. Ready? 325 and yeah, but snatch, nap, right? It's like you kidnap somebody or you snap. Okay, one more time. That was much better. Your crescendo, decrescendo were spooky. I got convinced for a second. And then you went, nope. And it became a comedy instead of a scary nap. Let's do it. This is a weird chord. So listen to the pitches again. Basses, tenors, altos, sopranos. Ready? 1, and. Oh, you're so reluctant to that. Up. Ready? Let's do that again. 331. Ready? And. That's better. That's better. Ah, you got it. Okay. You know, it's like those Venus. It's not like Venus flytraps. Have you seen them? Venus flytraps are like. That's what you sound like right now. It needs to be more like a bear trap. Okay. Can we start from pick up to L? Okay, pick up to rehearsal L, which is 306. 306. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and. And. Spooky G. That's it's so spooky. Can we do all of this starting from rehearsal K? Rehearsal K. Okay. Now, I want you to look at actually bar 104, the beginning of the Allegro. Right? Forte with a crescendo, cataclysmic, cataclysmic. Now, look at where you're going to enter on bar K. Right? See what Paul has? It crescendos over the entire time. It eases into it, but it starts off soft and then gathers strength. So it's very, very different than the beginning. Paul's going to start, let's say, bar 270, 270, and then we're going to come in the bar before K. So he's going to play 3 bars before we start. Here we go. And 1, 2, sing. Reading on. 4, 3, 2, 1. End. And stop there. Great, thank you, Paul. Now, we have just sung through the entirety, well, not just this rehearsal, but we've gone now through all of the music for this entire piece. Of course, it ends with this gorgeous, ending. Right, it ends with this gorgeous, gorgeous section. But we've now sung through all of this. There's a lot of character. Let's look at this 341 with the sopranos and tenors, and then following with the basses and altos. Basses and altos, I want you to follow along with the soprano and tenor line and see, especially for the last 2 notes that you sing, if they're same or different, okay? If there's same character or different. Sopranos and tenors, 341, right? 341 with Paul playing. Ready? 1, 2, 3, end. Good. Wait. So he knob. I want you to sing it along. He knob. Ready? Do the sopranos, tenors, and da. Yeah, that's good. Keep it going. Sorry. 4, 3, 2. Bass, altos. And yes, so I heard some of you notice that that is not the same as the sopranos and altos. I'm sorry, sopranos and tenors. The sopranos and tenors sings he nop, but you go he nop, right? Then you see what Paul has. Paul has starting from bar 361. Can you play Paul from 361? Just the orchestra part. And surprise. Yeah, all of a sudden he goes. It's like pianissimo, pianissimo, pianissimo. Right? And so you are like the fish that comes out of the water to snatch the prey, right? He nop. Okay, let's do basses and altos. Ready? Here we go. And na. Yes, Paul just swallowed you whole. That's great. So those two sections, the hemiola section, vivasa, those harmonies are very different, even though they start off the same. So it's going to take a couple times running each of them sort of side by side to really be clear. Hey, this is this one. This is how I change the notes. This is what the harmonies are. Versus the second one, this is where I change the note. This is where the harmonies are. This is how they're different. But we have now gone through all of the music of the Brahms. Some parts we've done more than others. There's some parts that we've only gone through for the first time this week. But regardless, when we listen to this, you should go listen to it with an orchestra, depending on the speed, listen to your practice tracks. I heard that some of the practice tracks tempi are very different, but that's fine. We want to listen to different recordings and still be able to follow or hear your part as we're going along. But that's really a really wonderful piece. And we're going to obviously just run it more, get used to it, do some detail work, get those vowels to line up. Some people are pronouncing vowels a little differently, get our consonants there. But we're making really good progress on this. What I'd like to do now is take a break for 5 minutes or so. Then after break, we're going to go off in sectionals. Again, I'm going to be with sopranos and altos. Paul's with tenor and basses. And we'll go until the last 5 minutes. So why don't we come back at 20:15. So that's 8:15. Give you 7 minutes. And then we'll go again sectionals until 8:55. Okay. See you guys in a little bit.
Ming, is there something in particular you wanted me to work on?
Yeah. So the tenors and basses last week really looked at number 5. And so it'd be good to do that. Bridging into number 6 if you can, but it would be great to do 5, especially with the German if you want to. And then I'm going to do a little bit of number 1 and 2 and stuff, but we can do 5 and 6 especially.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm here. Everyone is so well trained now.
Anyone see Fidelio?
hear Fidelio? That was a resounding no.
Was it good? Did you hear it, Kitty?
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was really good. They had a great chorus. I reckon, well, I
Paul,
think-
to make sure you're expecting tenors and basses to be here.
I've been ushering for the opera, but I didn't sign up this season.
oh, you
So-
did. The next one's Così fan tutti, which I can't remember. I can never remember the plots. It's like Shakespeare's comedies, you know, you can't remember the plot. They also went together. So.
Do you go to all of the performances? I mean, do all the programs?
We go to quite a few of them, like 4 or 5 a year.
So how full was the house when you went?
It was pretty full. They had people spaced out though. Like we had nobody sitting in front of us. And everyone, you had to mask. You had to show your ID, your vaccination card, and everything when you went in. It was very well controlled. I felt perfectly safe. Yeah, it was great.
Good.
But I don't know. We'll see what the I don't know what the cozy is going to be like. I love Mozart. I feel like they can't screw it up. But
I heard Jonas Kaufmann yesterday at
oh yeah, how was that? I heard that somebody else went to that.
fabulous. Fabulous. 8 encores. So the encores took a half an hour.
Oh my God. What was played? What was the program?
Leader. First half was Liszt and then just a bunch. And, you know, everyone was really short. So, I mean, these 8 encores, if you just sung them, it probably would have taken about 6 minutes. But
and what was the second half?
The applause. Oh, you know, 1 or 2 from a whole bunch of composers. Schumann, Schubert, Mozart, Mahler. Yeah, and he has his accompanist. They've been playing together for 27 years.
Wow.
So they, you know, just you can feel the rapport between them. A lot of hand holding.
Yeah. Sounds like it was good.
Yeah, it was terrific. I guess he's notorious for canceling, but he didn't. This was the last concert on his tour of the US.
Wow. He cancels for whatever reason or
well, I don't know, but I know he has a reputation.
Wow. Yeah, you can't do everything. I miss a lot of stuff at Berkeley, like the Zellerbach and a lot of those things. It just somehow, you know, it's just not in my whatever, my immediate attention, whatever. I do go to some Philharmonia Baroque things. I love those. I usually see quite a few chorus members at the Philharmonia Baroque performances. Saw several last time. But there's just too much going on. Does anybody know what's happening with trick or treating this year? I guess it's happening.
I just know, you know, Russell Street in Berkeley, you know, where they usually get thousands of people. They're not
give a second for people to come back here.
We are back.
Yay! Great. So I just wanted to sort of overview what we're going to do for the next section. I just mentioned this to the sopranos and altos, but in the Mendelssohn, we've been starting with the Brahms primarily for these past few weeks. We have now gone through our first pass of everything in the Brahms. Again, there are some things that we've only done for one rehearsal. There's some things that we've done for most of the rehearsals. Regardless, the best thing that would help now is to listen to this, is to look at the German, is to find the parts that are a little bit more unsure for you, and kind of look at those. For the Mendelssohn, a lot of this is much easier done in sectionals. However, next week we're going to be looking at a lot of big number 6. Big number 6 is one of the biggest choruses. It's one of the longest choruses. Not that many of the choruses in this are very long, but this one is actually a much more involved one. So if it's possible to to listen to this one, or kind of get a little advanced look at this, either note-wise or by listening to it, I think would be very helpful. And then, of course, we will still do some sectionals and look at some details between some of the numbers. But and then for the sopranos and altos, we said, looking at the German, I'm not sure how far you got with Paul and stuff, but I'm sure it's very productive. So just kind of work on the things that he mentioned. But other than that, I think it's a really wonderful, we're making good progress. And like I said to the sopranos and altos, especially since we're not even in person, we lost an hour of rehearsal each week. And of course, it's not quite the same, but it really feels like this is something that's going to be really thrilling in person. And again, this is exactly the perfect time for Halloween, All Hallows Eve, Halloween, Nacht. So get into that mode. And we will see you next week. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everybody, for technology and everything. And of course, thank you for everybody here. We will see you next week after Halloween.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.